are here because the outside world rejects you.
My calculations are correct. Killers do some serious shit.
Shall we play a game?
I'm a nerd. Pretty proud of it.
Learn it, know it, live it.
What the fuck is up, everybody? Long overdue. Life happens, though. Episode 57, and I'm excited to do this. This is the motherfucking Mecca. My favorite vampire film of all time, 1987's The Lost Boys. We're going to be joined here by Big Mike in a minute, but we want to get some preliminary shit out of the way, or maybe he's off beating it. I don't know. But you know how we do over here. Mike's hard lemonade, chugging, mean mugging. A little bit of the bubbly. That's right. We're kicking it off. Right. Like I said, life happens. If you know, you know. If you don't, then obviously it's none of your motherfucking business. But tonight we're doing The Lost Boys. I thought, what a good way to come back from a nice, long, needed, overdue hiatus. A lot of things going on in the world today. Man, we got the election coming up, and I'm not political, but I seriously implore you guys to go out, get educated on the issues, and see if you can't make a decision. You know, I personally think that these motherfuckers are all fucking with us. They're out for themselves and their own political party and their homies and their friends. They don't give a fuck about us. But still, man, if you're a parent, if you have kids and they're in school, or your finances are fucked up and you're worried about groceries and shit like that, there's no better reason than to get educated and go out there and try and make a difference. You know, I really don't know who the fuck I'm going to vote for, to be perfectly honest with you. Like I said, I think it's like a bad wrestling show, and I'm not super amped to try and make a decision either. But hell yeah, man, think about it. Go out and get educated on some of the, even the local issues, like your mayor and your governor and all that shit. Make a difference, man. It's a scary fucking time out there. We got two fucking crazy motherfucking jokers lined up to be running our country and shit. And I guess, I don't know, anybody's better than Biden. I don't think we can disagree on that. But the man's here. The man is here. What's up, big dog?
What's up, brother?
Not shit, man. Just doing some preliminary shit. Episode 57, the motherfucking Lost Boys. You pumped?
Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys. I said, are you pumped?
The Lost Boys.
You don't give a fuck. All right, that's cool.
I do.
All right. So what have you been up to, man? It's been a while.
I watched The Penguin. I seen Beetlejuice.
Still got it?
Huh?
How was that?
Beetlejuice. I liked it. Yo, it's funny. It's funny how they killed. What's that guy's name? Ed Jones. What's the guy's name?
Oh, Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones. Yeah, they killed him off. It's pretty funny how they did it.
It's good. No spoilers because I haven't seen the shit yet.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's just like you'll think it's funny, and everybody knows the reason why.
Oh man. Well, you know what? There's still people out there that didn't know why he didn't pop
Really?
Up. Yeah, like people have been out like living in their box or whatever the fuck. Dude, gross. It made Ferris Bueller's Day Off so much more creepy.
Listen, and the thing is, that whole accusation thing, D wasn't like when he got busted. It was like recently, like wasn't it toward like the late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah,
that's messed up.
He's a fucking pederast, man. I can't believe that shit.
Yeah.
So I mean that done ruined Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Howard the Duck.
He looks like that guy though.
He looks like a fucking pervert. Yeah.
He looks like that guy.
Man.
Just hiding in the bushes. He looks like him.
Your ass is mine, Ferris. Nah. No chance of getting that ass.
He said, you've been Your son's been absent 9 times.
That means his ass is mine. I get to have him all to myself in detention, and then he's gonna repeat the fucking 12th grade. I get to see him every day. Oh, you want to pass this year, motherfucker? Then you better do a little test and a little dance for me.
Yeah.
Good shit. Man, you been playing any games at all? Because I know that you're on the
I've been listen.
PS5
I've been
list
actually
now too with me, finally, but I haven't really been playing much.
I've been playing my Nintendo Switch. I've been trying to beat I've been trying to beat the Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga edition.
Oh, fuck that game. I'm still
I don't know. I've been trying to beat Ninja Turtles 1989, man. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, where are you stuck at?
The Mauser thing, the giant Mauser, that shit pisses me off.
Oh, I can get past the Mouser. You need Donatello for that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it's cool that you can save it though.
To a certain point, you're still gonna be pissed off. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Let me get the microphone all fucked up. All right. Any games coming out that you are amped up for?
Any games that's coming up that I'm amped up for? Silent Hill 2.
You can say no. I mean, that's
No, Silent Hill 2.
fuck that. Fuck that.
What
I
you mean?
played Silent Hill for about 15 minutes.
Silent Hill
Back in
2
the
is
day
pretty
on
good.
PlayStation 1. I can't fuck with that shit, man. I have bad enough dreams as it is. That's fucked up. Nope. When's that coming out?
I think it comes out in October.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh shit. They just re-released that reboot or the remaster of Dead Rising.
Yeah.
That looks pretty sick. That was the game that I got an Xbox 360 for. So I'm kind of curious how it holds up. I think the major thing I had an issue with on that game back in the Xbox 360 days was that bullshit save system they had. God, that was awful. So hopefully they changed that up. You're all sideways and shit. It's all good. And he's frozen too. Bullshit. His goddamn internet. You get your internet from like Target. You pay for minutes. It's all good, man. I'm just fucking with you. Whenever you get back to there we go. I was gonna say, man, you and your bullshit Target X internet.
No.
Who do you got internet through for real though?
For Optimum.
Optimum. Is that like a cell phone company?
Optimum. No, it's like a they do cable too.
All right. Well, I might want to call them and tell them to get their shit together, but whatever.
Verizon. I'm gonna switch to Verizon.
Damn. I got a lot of preliminary shit going on. I recently reconnected with my sister over some bullshit.
Yeah.
And she was talking to me. She was out of town. She went to Utah for some work function, right? And
Mormons?
I'm like, man, what the fuck is in
Mormons?
Utah?
Mormons?
Well, she works for a veterinary clinic, and they sent her out like on a training thing. I'm like, oh, so like if you don't kill yourself, they give you a raise. You come back, because there ain't nothing out in Utah. I Googled it. Like, let's see. Yep, rocks, cliffs,
big love,
mountains,
Mormons, compounds,
no grass, lots of cows, horses, weird folk, Mormons,
big love.
I'm good. I'm all the way the fuck good with that. I mean, I don't even think they have a proper 7-Eleven. I think it's like a 6 to 9 out there. But anyway, I digress. Let me get back to my point of this. She was all like butthurt because her boyfriend was here and she was out there by herself. She's like, I gotta be out here by myself and my boss is here with their significant other and it's just such a drag. And like in the matter of that conversation, it clicked me like, fuck that. I am all the way the fuck over that lovey-dovey bullshit. No, man, this is something that's been manifesting for a while now. I don't. Anybody that fucking knows me knows that I already don't like people. All right. So you get these assholes that drive. You know Jackson well enough, where you have those 2 lanes, and one eventually becomes a turn only lane, and it ends. And there's all kinds of signage that says, "Hey, this lane's ending. Get the fuck over." And what do people do? They wait till the very last second and then try and merge over. Like, man, you're not fucking up my trajectory. Fuck you. You can't read. Stay in that fucking lane, bitch. But yeah, man, I just hate people. You know, these motherfuckers with their goddamn annoying bass, and they're revving their fucking engines and shit and burning out at the fucking red lights and shit. Like that's gonna turn heads. Like that makes chicks moist.
It does.
It does not. And if it really does, I don't want to talk to that chick. I don't care. That's just fucking ridiculous. Anyway, but it made me realize like how completely selfish of a person I am. Like Castaway, that's become my favorite movie like 2 years ago. Over time, just the monotony of like having to
Castaway
deal with other people and their bullshit. I'd rather be on a fucking island by myself.
With Mr. Wilson.
I don't care if anybody comes to save me either.
Wilson.
I don't even give a fuck. But I'm saying, like, I don't even give a fuck. I don't even give a fuck. So, sidebar, I was on my route last week, and there was a house, and there was like 4 cop cars pulled up in there, you know. So I'm thinking, like, oh, domestic. You know what that means? Black guy, white chick. So some bitch probably liked one of his pictures, and she threw a fucking vase at him, and they started getting into it. You know, that's the same old sad bullshit. And I'm thinking to myself, like, 100% of domestic violence is because of relationships. If you weren't in a relationship, wouldn't have to worry about that bullshit. I don't care, man. I don't care. I decided I don't want to be in another relationship.
It was really that bad?
I can barely deal with my own bullshit. Yes, it's really that fucking bad, man. All you got to do is have 1 or 2 or maybe 12 bad fucking relationships, and you're just like, fuck it. I'll just be gay. Fuck it. I'll build myself.
He said
like
$20 is $20.
I don't even care, because let me check this out. So you get into a relationship, right? And nowadays, like you're about what, 38, 39?
I'm 40.
Okay, you're 40. So any chick that is on your radar, right? She's either got a bunch of kids, she's all dried up and used up, passed around, all that shit. We all know a bunch of them bitches, right? Or she's got like other red flags. She's got some kind of mental illness or some kind of fucking baggage that you got to deal with. Man, I work fucking 40 plus hours a week. I don't want to come home and kick off my shoes and listen. I don't give a fuck how your day was. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here. I had a hard day. Let me take my shoes off and let me decompress before you start coming in here hooting and hollering like, guess who I heard's having a baby? I don't give a fuck. I've been delivering mail and dealing with cat ladies and all this other bullshit. And you're in here worrying about every fucking buddy else, and then I gotta listen to your dumb stories.
He said, like, run away from dogs. He's up and run away from dogs.
Then they come in here like, hey, you want to go to fucking James and Chelsea's fucking gender reveal party? No. I gotta go hang out with your fucking friends, motherfuckers that are a bunch of uppity shit-talking bastards that aren't interesting at all, and I gotta pretend that I like them and engage in conversation with them, motherfuckers, until you decide you want to go home. Fuck that. I am not interested in that bullshit at all. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, nowadays everybody's got kids. Everybody's got kids. All right, so you're gonna have to deal with at least 2 kids from a previous relationship, and you can't smack them. You can't be that. You know what I mean? They're gonna give you that same bullshit. You ain't my dad.
You said either they got kids or they're dried up. Oh my god!
Without saying names, go back through your roster. Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Or they have a bunch of mental problems. Right?
Yes,
they're fucking crazy.
Or they're smoking crack.
or they're smoking crack. So I get to this point where I'm like assessing, what do I want? You know, what do I want out of it? What's my perfect relationship? And I realized that Darius just wants to be left the fuck alone. Like, for real. I want to go do my job, come home, kick my shoes off, drink a Mike's lemonade, play a video game for 10 or 15 minutes and veg, you know, get something to eat and go the fuck to bed. You know what I mean? I don't want this. I don't want to live with somebody. I don't want to move in with somebody. I like my shit where my shit is. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to come home and deal with the smell of 30 plus fucking cats and one fucking litter box. I don't want to have to deal with the possibility that you didn't pay your fucking water bill, so we can't flush the fucking toilet. By the way, this is all like hypothetical. This is not based on a real event that I have ever had to deal with in my life.
You got pretty detailed there, buddy.
I know this is off the top of my head though. I'm psychosomatic. I'm a little bit
off the dome, like Jay-Z. It's off the dome.
Off the dome, totally off the dome. But you know, it's like I said, man. I don't give a fuck how your day was. No, I don't want to go and watch your kids play soccer. No, I don't want to be there when your oldest gets the tether cut off. No, I won't give you $100 so you can turn your water back on and drown your fucking kids. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, why do you think that a man wants to go to work his fucking ass off to pay the fucking bills and be a responsible fucking person and then come home and deal with your bullshit?
Jesus.
You know what I mean? I can't. I'm going to say it like this.
You're so upset.
No. I'm not upset. I'm just like, you know, going back to kids. Like I said, like everybody's got kids and shit like that. And I don't ever want to mess with anybody else that's got kids because kids are like dicks. I like mine and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
I like mine.
I like mine and that's it.
He said, bro. Or somebody else's kid, you can give them back. You can be like, hey,
I don't even want to have a Tony Soprano style setup, like where I just have a physical piece of ass on the side. You know, because that even comes with its own baggage. I don't want to. I don't.
What? Well, list some of the reasons.
No, I cannot. No. I can't get married to one chick and then be banging some other chick. It's all a series of fucking headaches.
Yeah, because you have to deal with their bullshit
top of your own adult shit. It ain't worth it. It's not fucking worth it.
No.
So I deduced you either have to go and get somebody that's like 18, 19, 20. And I really don't want to do that either because they don't know shit. They haven't lived. And then the first time I bring this bitch home and she's like, oh, I've never seen the Lost Boys. We're fucking fighting. I've never seen the Lost Boys. Get the fuck out of my house. You don't know what the Rolling Stones are. Get the fuck out of here. So the only way I can see the situation, you're missing what I'm saying is like if you could either get a 18-year-old that doesn't know shit, or you get one of these your age bitches that has all these fucking issues to deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
You're not gonna win either way.
No, you're not.
So you're basically your best bet is to engineer some chick in your basement.
Or like weird science.
And that shit comes with its own fucking problems.
Like weird science? You want to try it?
No, man. You'll fuck around and burn your dick off. I ain't about that life either, man. That's what I'm just saying. I'm completely cool being by myself. I don't give a fuck.
Weird science, man.
No. But like it goes back to that age-old thing. Like people used to tell me all the time, like wrestling's fake, right? No, motherfucker, true love is fake. You ever read the book Princess Bride? And
no.
You know,
I've seen the movie.
They talk true love, true love, true love. Now you remember the scene in the movie where Wesley's the man in black, what Buttercup doesn't know yet, and she says something, and he like raises her hand like he's getting ready to pop her. In the book, he actually pops her in the fucking mouth.
Are you serious?
And I'm thinking to myself, yeah. And I'm like thinking to myself, at that point, I think true love is off the table. We've already committed some domestic violence in this bitch.
Yeah, once you strike a female, that shit is out the window.
Oh man. But like wrestling is still fake and thriving, and there's some fucking crazy bitch out there looking for her dream man. You know, either one, he's already settled on his number two, or number two, he's fucking killed himself because he's dealt with enough of bullshit in his life. Oh, no, don't get me wrong, man. I got a lot of friends that have made it work, that are making it work, and they're happy, and everything's cool. That's them.
Or are they? Or are they?
No, man. I think they're legitimately happy, and they're posting Facebook pictures, and they're going on cruises, and they're doing
swingers clubs, and they're punching each other in the face.
And I would always comment #goals, but like realistically, I don't know. I don't want to live with anybody. I don't want to marry somebody. I don't want to be with somebody for the rest of my fucking life and just learn to deal with their fucking bullshit. I like my bullshit most of the time. Just leave me the fuck alone, man. I don't even care. I can go to a movie by myself. I can go to a Comic-Con by myself.
I'm with you. I feel you.
I can have a great fucking time. You throw another fucking person in that mix and they can fuck your whole trip up.
All the way up, and now you're both mad because you hate each other
all the fucking way. Whew! It felt great getting that out. So yeah,
feel better.
I feel a lot better. All right. Anything else you gotta discuss, man? Hey, I showed you those pictures of that the board game of Pain.
Yeah, that thing looks cool.
Dude, it's sick. The homie Brian's really coming through on that shit. Me and Brian and Andy and Brian's wife, we sat at what's that fucking place on Louis Glick? Grand River Brewery. We sat there and we played it for a couple hours. It's pretty fucking tight, man. It's really coming together. It sucks because if you pick the hero, you're fighting everybody else trying to deliver your packages and shit. Their object is to keep you from delivering your packages. And it's kind of fucked up, man. The deck is stacked against the hero. It's not fair. I don't care. It's a dope game. I can't wait for it to come out.
I'll buy one.
Fuck yeah, man. I got like 3 people at work are like, I want to know when that game's coming out, man. It's going to be dope. I'm excited. I'm super happy he picked me. He could have picked anybody he wanted to be his guinea pig.
His guinea pig.
All right, man. I guess that's all the preliminary shit I had. You got anything else to add?
No.
All right, well, let's dive into this bitch. Let me get another drink real quick. And let's talk about this motherfucking movie, The Lost Boys, shall we? The Lost Boys was 1987, directed by Joel Schumacher, produced by Richard Donner. A lot of people blame Joel Schumacher for ruining Batman. But I think
he didn't ruin Batman.
I think Joel Schumacher, I think that, well, that's the thing. Like, people see a name attached to a movie, and if it's good, if it's bad, whatever, they all predicate their opinion on that. But like, that was a lot of the studio too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They wanted something more kid friendly so they could sell toys and shit.
Because listen, if you watch Batman Returns, that penguin was fucked. He was killing them kids. He was like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they wanted something a little bit more lighthearted. And I think the fact that it didn't satiate the nerd appetite of the people who were amped up for a sequel from Batman Returns, they just turned around and blamed Joel Schumacher. So,
did you ever get the backstory
by Joel Schumacher? Of course, was that Batman and Robin?
Yes.
Was that Batman and Robin? Okay, all right. Batman and Robin. He also did Flatliners with Kiefer Sutherland and was that Julia Roberts?
Think so. Yes.
Okay. Joel Schumacher. Let me look him up real quick.
The Matrix.
He died. He fucking died in 2020. What the fuck? Why did I not know that?
The Matrix. I think Joel Schumacher. Yeah, he did the Matrix.
He didn't do the Matrix. That was the Kowarski brothers.
Look it up, bro. I think he was one of the executive producers.
I'm gonna cancel this motherfucker here in just a second. All right, he did A Time to Kill, Batman Forever, The Client, Falling Down's my shit.
Michael Douglas.
8mm. All right, so we're gonna go because I don't see the Matrix on here. Let's go through the Matrix real quick. The Matrix was done by the Wachowski brothers, Lana Wachowski and Lily Wachowski.
The other ones were trash.
I only saw the one. Everybody tried to talk me into watching the
Nah,
sequel, but I was
don't waste your life.
I was not interested.
Don't waste your life.
Truth be told, I actually wasted my life watching the Lost Boys sequels, which we'll talk about later on.
The Lost Boys sequels. That was straight to DVD. That was when DVD was popping.
That movie wasn't popping. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Of course.
All right. So this movie is starring Corey Feldman, Corey Haim, Jameson Newlander, Kiefer Sutherland, Alex Winter, Diane Weiss, Ed Herman, Bernard Hughes, Jamie Gertz, Billy Wirth, Brooke McGarter, and Jason Patrick. Man, and this is a trip. So it took me a really long time to do these notes because I wrote everything longhand to try and get the plot. And it pisses me off too because like I would go to Wikipedia for something like Friday the 13th and they could sum up the whole movie in like 14 sentences. But I'm like, nah, I don't know. I want to give all the detail for everybody. So we start out with a beautiful night, a beautiful aerial shot of Santa Carla, which is Santa Clara in California. And one of the greatest fucking songs of all time is playing as multiple carnival rides illuminate the boardwalk. Cry Little Sister. A quick zoom in on a massive carousel. David and his crew are making their way through the other patrons when David slows on this blonde crackhead bitch. This is why I like writing my own notes because I can like say that shit. He kind of caresses her face, you know, and the crack bitches dude and his homies jump in. David and his gang and the cast of the old Double Dragon video game start throwing hands. All these motherfuckers in the opposite gang look like the bad guys from Double Dragon.
They do.
Tell me I'm
wrong. A Bobo.
They start throwing hands, pushing and shoving, talking shit for a hot minute over this meth head bitch who's not cute at all. And then Paul Blart comes up, grabs David in a chokehold with his nightstick. And I made sure to do a personal note here. I'm sure there are way hotter chicks on the boardwalk. I mean, this chick looks like VD. This chick looks like VD. But for whatever reason, they landed on her. I think it was more of a ruse to fuck with this guy and his buddies. So I digress. Paul Blart has apparently had a few run-ins with David and his homies before, as he says, "I thought I told you, stay off the boardwalk." And after exchanging some smirks, David and his crew leave.
That was before the scooter. That was before the scooter. There's no scooters back then.
No scooters. After exchanging some smirks, David and his crew leave. The other group is also kicked off the boardwalk. This is a family-friendly environment, man. No riffraffs, no hoodlums. You know, we keep it nice and clean here. This ain't no Jackson, Michigan bullshit. A few moments later, we get an aerial shot of a now empty parking lot. So this is like probably hours and hours later. Everything's shutting down. Everybody's going home. And Paul Blart has made the boardwalk a little safer. And now he's getting ready to go home. He put his feet up, have a couple of hot pockets. That's his plan for the evening. Until the camera zooms in and you hear Paul Blart scream in absolute terror. Something's coming after him. He makes a mad dash to his car, tries to open the door, but soon Paul Blart is ripped into the air, car door goes with him, and his screams fade into the night. Man, that's some crazy shit. So for everybody that's seen The Lost Boys, if you haven't seen The Lost Boys, you're an asshole, like my homegirl Ashley, which I want to sidebar on this for a second. My homegirl Ashley is she's a nerd. She likes her own shit, but she's missed some gems. So let's go. 1985, what was hot? The Goonies. She hadn't seen The Goonies. 1987, what was hot? The Lost Boys. She never saw The Lost Boys. 1986, what was hot? The Labyrinth. She said she saw that dozens of times. So like, what the fuck was going on in 85 and 87 that you didn't see these other gems? Get your shit together. Shit.
Jesus Christ.
What
You're such
What would you call?
judgmental.
I'm a nerd, motherfucker. This is how we roll on this show. If
Okay.
you don't like it, find a safe space that ain't fucking right here.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it. You just like
I go off, man. There are some gems. If you're in my age group and you haven't seen some of these movies, like
I've seen all of them. The Goonies, Labyrinth.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of movies that everybody's seen that I probably haven't seen. It was a long time before I saw Scarface or The Godfather. It is what it is. But like, I figure like some timepieces you just can't skip. I don't know. Call it judgmental, whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. This is my show. That's how
It's
I
not
roll
judgmental.
in this
I'm
shire.
just saying, you're just like,
I don't care, man. I don't care. The Lost Boys is a piece of great American cinema.
it
I
is.
think everybody should.
Because if the Lost Boys was shot now, they'd be fucking sparkling. And
we're
that's
oh shit. We're gonna touch on that once we get deeper into this. We're gonna talk about that. Believe me.
be fucking sparkling and being friends with their food.
All right. Friends with their food. All right. So the next morning, Lucy and her two sons, Sam and Michael, and their dog Nadook have arrived into town, arguing over radio stations. And soon they pull up upon a sign that says,
on a Sunday afternoon.
"Keep going." They come up on the sign that says, "Welcome to Santa Carla." As they pass, Michael catches the graffiti sprayed on the back that reads, "Murder Capital of the World." Michael kind of does a double take as Echo the Bunnyman starts. People are strange. I'd say this is for what let's see. Starts up for what I guess is the second opening scene. We see a handful of sights of Santa Carla during the day. Lucy and her boys stop to grab some food. And this place looks like a party town, like a straight up party town, like spring break, like Myrtle Beach or I don't know. Myrtle Beach is the only place I've ever gone for a vacation.
Jersey Shore.
But I mean, the beach, the carnival rides, everybody's having a great time. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
I forgot to mention during this opening that there are several shots of missing person posters posted up everywhere. I wonder if this ties in. Anyway, Lucy pulls up to a secluded dirt road, and in my opinion, a very rustic palace. That's the kind of house that I dream of having when I live by my fucking self in my golden years. If I make it past 50 or 60, we'll see how that goes. A lot of empty land, horses running around, quiet, peace, solitude. Those are my goals, brother. My grandpa's house, actually, sidebar, used to be a lot like this. He lived in Jackson, Michigan, out on Horton Road, and there'd be trees as far as the eye could see, right? We would go out in the woods and we'd just go exploring mud puddles, and we would knock down fucking broken tree limbs and shit like that and wander out there for hours. Mosquitoes, all kinds of crazy shit, And now they fucking they turned that into a condo area. Endless miles of woods gone. It's fucking horrible out there now.
It's called urban development.
I know, it's fucking stupid shit, man. Anyway, Lucy and the boys walk up onto her dad's porch where they find him unconscious lying on the ground. After a little panic sets in, our eccentric grandpa awakens from his prank and welcomes them into their new surroundings and to lay down a few rules of the house. Do you ever live with a grandparent?
Yes.
Or go to stay with one of your grandparents?
Yes.
And they start laying down, don't take the plastic off, take your shoes off at the door. That kind of shit. Were they aggressive parents, or were they the nice, sweet, loving?
They're kind of aggressive.
Kind of gruff, maybe.
Real gruff.
I mean, maybe not straight up mean, but they definitely were stern.
He said, my double stuffed Oreo cookies on top shelf. Don't touch it.
That's my fucking grandpa in a nutshell, man. He wasn't as kooky as that, but he had those eccentricities in his personality. It was cool shit.
It's easy guy.
But later on, you see a nighttime aerial show leads us back to the boardwalk where a big concert is going on.
I still believe.
the greasy, sexy sax man. Sam and Michael are in attendance as we are introduced to the greased up sax man, Tim Capello, singing another great song on this soundtrack. I still believe, looking like Triple H with a fucking saxophone in his hand.
Saxophone.
Like, who does this? Who dresses up like that? Like, this is, yeah, I'm getting ready for a show. Fuck yeah. I got groupies in the back waiting on me. This is going to be a good time, baby. Who does that shit? Is that a show that you would go and watch?
No.
You're so full of shit. If you're a fan of the Lost Boys, you would totally go see that greased up hunk of a man.
See a greased up dude?
Watching a greased up dude playing saxophone.
With a bad spray tan?
We don't know it's a bad spray tan. It's during the nighttime.
Yeah, you can't see the tan, but I guarantee it is.
If you don't know, this is the fucking song playing, man. How can you not love the 80s?
Did you ever listen to the lyrics of that song? I was just like,
it always made me want to play the fucking saxophone though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah. He had those chains around his fucking neck like he was Mr. T and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That was how you got to back in the day.
Yeah.
Get knocked up and then leave the next morning. Tim Capello, man. That's my dude. I don't give a fuck. I'm not sure if concerts hit like this anymore, though, man. Like, but I think that would have been a great show to watch live, whether it was just for the film or not, man. Just to be out there, fires going, everybody having a good old fucking time. Ain't nobody fucking fighting and dealing with nonsense, man. Everybody on the boardwalk's having a great old fucking time. I think that'd be dope. I'd like to go back in time and check that out. Tim Capello don't look like that no more, though, man. He looks like a creepy ass fucking dude, you know, on like the street corners of fucking San Francisco.
Eating all them ham sandwiches.
Man.
But
during the show, Michael's attention is diverted to a mysterious brunette. He eventually creeps her the fuck out by staring too hard. Michael grabs Sam and starts chasing after this chick. Like, see, seriously, dude, I don't know about the 80s, but nowadays that's a good way to get maced. But, you know.
Not just maced, you're going to jail now. He's calling the police. You're getting out of there. They're getting you out of there.
So you're gonna be on a bulletin board.
Yep.
This motherfucker's chasing me, this sexual predator.
Yeah, you're a predator and all this other crazy shit.
So meanwhile, Lucy is on the boardwalk exploring a bit when she stops and she sees a poster of a missing person, a poster of Paul Blart from earlier, whose real name is revealed, Vernon Beasley. Vernon Beasley. Yeah, I'd have killed his ass too, Vernon.
You know,
I'm gonna guess that he won't be coming back. He ain't coming back at all. He's a missing person now.
You know what crazy thing about the Lost Boys is like they never showed like you never really seen them like be vampire. Like you just seen people get snatched.
That was the cool. That's what I always thought was a cool part. You know, before the big reveal, like you knew what was happening, but you didn't know.
Yeah.
It was kind of the mystique of that movie, and I think that was. I think that's something that's missing, you know, nowadays. Like you've seen Abigail.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He froze up with his bullshit. Okay, all right. I think that movie would have hit a whole lot better if they completely they stayed away from the fact that she was a vampire. If they said, hey, this group of people has this chick kidnapped, what's going to happen? They start dying one by one, and then let that be the reveal at the end. I think that movie would have hit a lot harder.
No, I agree with you. But once they found out whose daughter that was, there's like, oh shit.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I don't care. I thought it was a good flick. I
like
that. I felt
Did you watch Ready or Not?
It's been a minute. I think I saw it when it first came out.
Yeah, Ready or Not. I like that movie too.
So Lucy sees a help wanted poster outside of the video store when she is distracted by the cries of a little lost boy. Video store owner Max looks on and he kicks a grin. I think he's going MILF hunting.
What?
Max is like, fuck yeah. Look at that fine little ass. Yeah, that
my man
dress.
Hey,
Yeah, baby.
Max was my man from the Overboard, the douchebag husband from Overboard.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, see, he was in Overboard. He
And
was
they're,
the dad on
and they're dancing like a douchebag when his wife was gone.
I will never see him as anything other than Max, but like, thank you for bringing that up. I knew there was something else I was missing.
Overboard.
The dad and Richie Rich. No matter what, he's always gonna be Max to me though.
Max.
He's going MILF hunting though.
Milton
I don't think
Nanta.
Lucy Diane Weiss. I don't think she was bad looking back then. I think she just played one of those kooky, eccentric mom types.
He always plays the kooky, eccentric mom type.
Like Edward Scissorhands, Parenthood, you know.
Parenthood.
But hey, you remember in Parenthood, she was a fucking closet freak.
Super
the power
freak.
went out. The power
7
went
days
out,
a week.
on her vibrator. She's a fucking freak. And then Edward Scissorhands, man, total. She had all kinds of lotions and shit.
Bro. Low-key, Edward Scissorhands, like someone like watching it like from when you're a little kid to now, like now you catch all the shit they were saying. You're like, this movie was not PG-13, homie.
Don't say it. Joyce trying to rape Edward Scissorhands in the back room.
He's like, did she take her clothes
off? So Max gets distracted by David and the homies coming in. Most likely, they're not there to rent a videotape. Max scolds the group. I told you not to come in here anymore.
Did your kids ask you what's the video store?
No. They were around at the tail end when was that not Hollywood Video? Or maybe it was Hollywood Video. We had one video store that died the fuck off really hard about 5 years ago?
Because now you gotta explain to kids what a video store is, and they're like, "What the hell is that?"
That's bad.
And then you're like, "Bro, that's like you." I said, "You can't just." I was like, "Yeah, you just can't stream shit."
We didn't, or when we did have Netflix, they were DVDs that would come in the mail. Then we had to send them back when we got done watching them.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, so far we've got 2 negative interactions with the Lost Boys. I'm gonna go ahead and say that the Lost Boys. This group is not well liked in Santa Carla. Like maybe they're from a broken home, they just need a little love, a little leadership, whatever, someone to harness that energy. You know what I'm saying? Max goes back to trying to get in this single mom's pants, but that's not what's up.
I like garlic.
She wants a job. J-O-B.
She's like, I like garlic.
She's looking for a fucking job. We catch up with Sam, who is still being dragged by his brother Michael, while he chases this mysterious chick that has him tightening his Levi's. I wrote that special. Got him all tight in them Levi's.
That's the chick from what? Twister and Less Than Zero.
Solar Babies. What you know about Solar Babies?
I seen Solar Babies, but she's in Less Than Zero too. You ever see that movie Less Than Zero?
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. man, and now
was playing himself.
Iron Man
Was playing himself. Was playing himself.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I started thinking about this. Like, this chick just looks like a gypsy. I don't know any gypsies personally, but they seem like they're all kind of dirty and have some shit that'll make your dick fall off.
She's on that Kevin
now that I say that out loud, now that I say that out loud, most of the chicks I've dated at one point or another were probably gypsies.
Here you go.
Just saying. Anyway, so Sam deduces that his brother is chasing this skanky looking chick from the concert. And after a little razzing, Michael tells him to stop hating and find something to do. Sam just so happens to get seduced by the glow of the local comic book store. Michael has a boner. Sam has a boner. It's party time for the Emerson brothers. Sam enters the comic book store. And we really need, I really want to bring this to the attention because like you said, when you're young and you watch a movie, and then when you go back and you revisit a movie as a grown-up, you notice things you never noticed before. I want to talk about this motherfucker's wardrobe. Okay. I'm not going to assume gay, but he's
Which-
rocking a Gozer haircut.
Oh, Gozer.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, he is. He's rocking the Gozer. The Gozerian.
He's rocking the Gozer haircut. And I hate to call this a trench coat.
That
You know
jacket
what I mean?
is crazy.
I don't know if it's a Phoenix type of thing, but I couldn't see myself ever wanting to wear this coat. You know what I mean? I even Googled this when I was doing these notes. I even Googled John Bender from Breakfast Club. I Googled John Bender trench coat. And even that motherfucker's coat didn't work for his character. He was wearing some off the wall shit. Like he stole it from J.C. Penney.
Wasn't the coat like
It was like an old lady coat.
Yeah, it was.
Like it didn't work for the type of character, you know, like I said, like he probably stole it from J.C. Penney's or like the Lost and Found or some shit. You know,
Yeah.
whatever. Sam's looking around at comics when he notices he's being watched. After trading a little bit of nerd knowledge, the comeback king, who we all know is fucking Corey Feldman, he offers Sam a comic called Vampires Everywhere. Sam declines as he doesn't like horror comics. In the background, we see another gang, the other gang, the gang from earlier, opposite David's gang. They're outside the comic book shop. Billy Lee is looking. The Billy Lee looking dude snatches a comic from the cart that's just inside the entrance and runs off, followed by Sam's new comic book buddy. So like the Frog Brothers, I gotta stop for a second. So I hated doing the notes on this because a lot of these characters are not named by name until way later in the film. So I had to figure out like how am I going to describe these cats without using their name as if you guys hadn't seen it and I'm describing the movie to you. So it's all fucked up. Just enjoy the ride, I guess. But anyway, the guy from Double Dragon, Billy Lee, the Billy Lee looking dude with the little swoosh, the little blonde streak guy or whatever, he snatches the comic book and takes off with all of his buddies. I didn't notice this at first, the first 120 times that I've seen this movie, but it wasn't just a Billy Lee looking dude that stole a comic. It was like his whole gang that just grabbed a handful of comics and took off.
There were trash comics at that. Trash.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't that I didn't notice that until way later too. Like
it's like Archie and Jughead bullshit.
Cheap comics and the overstock in the front of the store. So why are they all fucking bugging about getting ripped? Whatever. It's whatever.
He said whatever.
I mean, it's whatever. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just why would you put your good shit out in the front where anybody could just walk up and snatch it? But anyway, back on the boardwalk, Michael finally catches up to the mysterious girl and finds out that she's already got a dude. David from the motorcycle gang, the Lost Boys. Michael looks defeated, but I have a feeling he ain't going to give up that easy yet.
Was Michael really defeated? Is he really defeated?
Yeah, he walked up, found out homegirl was getting on the back of some dude's bike, and Sam's like, "Ha ha, she stiffed you. How you feel walking home with a boner now, dickhead?"
Oh shit!
That's how it always goes, right? You chase after some bitch and she's already banging some other dude.
Yeah, but you got to taste the rabbit if you want the tail.
It's just saying it ain't worth it. Saying it ain't worth it. Back on the boardwalk. I already heard that part. It ain't worth it. We cut to a parked car on a hill overlooking the boardwalk. Billy Lee and the crackhead bitch are inside. Crackhead bitch is laughing at the comic while Billy Lee is searching, trying to find out what the fuck that smell is. What the fuck is that smell? Go back, you. That will play out a little bit better. Well, we don't find out what that smell is. Someone or something rips the top of the car off. Crackhead bitch starts screaming, and Billy Lee is yanked out of the car, screaming into the night. Right after that, crackhead bitch's screams are snuffed out as she gets yanked out into the night too. I'm now realizing that this has only been 17 minutes into this film, and that like I've started writing these notes, and I'm at page 5 of 13. It's gonna be a long fuck.
That's a lot of notes, man.
But anyway, I thought maybe I should skip a little bit. But fuck it. It's the Lost Boys. It's the motherfucking Lost Boys. And we're going to do this shit long for them.
Okay.
The next day, Sam comes in. He's in another odd outfit, returns to the comic book store. And again, the Frog Brothers offer him a new book for his pull list, Destroy All Vampires. almost like they're trying to tell him something without telling him something. You know, they make sure to tell him, like, hey, man, phone number's on the back. Pray you don't ever have to fucking call us.
Yeah, I'll pray.
I'll pray. I never need to call you guys.
Yeah.
Sure. There's another fun-filled night on the boardwalk. I'm telling you, like, this whole movie is just parties on the fucking boardwalk. Michael is flying solo, no pun intended. And this time the mysterious, probably has herpes, gypsy-looking bitch runs into him. Of course, Michael can't control himself and follows homegirl like a puppy. We officially find out Michael's name is Star. Michael offers to take Star out for a bite. Again, no pun intended. As they get on Michael's bike, David and his homies roll up. David beckons to Star and completely cockblocks Michael. But David and his friends, they aren't rude. They invite Michael to come hang out. David invites Michael to follow the crew. Michael is getting all pumped up. The adrenaline rush riding carelessly down the beach is immeasurable. Again, I try and write this to be exciting and shit, you know, like, you know, you're reading it from the page and getting all pumped up because you can't watch the fucking movie because you're a fucking loser that's never seen this motherfucker and you need someone like Darius to describe it all to you.
He said, yeah. Loser, they never seen this motherfucker.
Know, right?
And then the music comes
Michael
on.
soon catches up to David and they're neck and neck. Like,
and then the music's blasting.
What's that song? What's that song
Lost
called?
In Shadows.
What's that
Lost
song
in Shadows.
Lost in
the Shadows.
Hold up. Our computer's slow. Is it going to play? Fuck it. It ain't going to play. All right. There it goes. There we go. That's my jam. All right. So Michael catches up to David and they're neck and neck. David eggs Michael on to keep going and to go faster. Sounds kind of gay. Whatever. Michael almost catches David when he pulls back just before he plunges hundreds of feet down into the ocean off a cliff. And at this point, Michael's ready to fucking throw hands because he thinks David's trying to fucking get this guy to commit suicide and drive off a cliff and shit, right? After getting punched in the fucking face, you know, David's still like, well, fuck, you want to come hang out? We got a spot. It's cool.
So you want to come?
The gang enters what looks like a well-decorated cave, but what is actually a former 5-star resort that collapsed into the ground during a big earthquake in 1906, and now the clubhouse of the Lost Boys. After making pleasantries, it's dinner time, and Chinese food is on the menu. They invite Michael to start eating.
Maggots.
He's eating rice.
Maggots.
Don't rush it, motherfucker. You always trying to get there before I get there. We got to come together. Okay, so Michael's eating rice, and more of David's head games ensue. Michael hallucinates that he's eating maggots, and then he hallucinates that he's eating worms. And then finally, David offers him some wine. He hesitates for a second, and Star tells him, like, don't do it, Michael. You don't have to. It's blood. And Michael's like, man, y'all are full of shit. This ain't blood. And he starts chugging this fucking bottle of wine, what he thinks is wine. The gang all cheer him on. Star backs away, kind of like in fear a little bit, you know.
And the song comes on.
Michael just, there it is right there, bro. Let the good times roll, Michael. This is my fucking jam. I don't care. This whole soundtrack slaps.
Yeah, it does.
So there is somewhat of a celebratory montage as this song "Cry Little Sister" plays on. Let's see. Michael and the gang, they finally end up. That's the fucking jam. I don't know the rules on YouTube and shit, so I'm not going to play too much. But Michael and the gang have ridden down to the train tracks. Michael terrifyingly, and I don't know if that's a word, terrifyingly watches the gang one by one drop off this bridge into what, like it's a big foggy abyss below, you know. But what has really happened is they've all dropped down below the planks and they're hanging on to like a bar, like a support beam or whatever the hell underneath. They invite Michael to go down there and join them. You know, come on, man, be one of us. You're one of us. Be one of us. Do what we do. You know, Michael's hesitant, but eventually goes down and joins them. Soon, a train sounds its horn and is rushing towards the bridge, causing violent vibrations. One by one, the Lost Boys drop into the abyss below, further terrifying their new buddy. Finally, David calls to Michael to follow them and drops down below, leaving Michael not knowing what to do. Like, dude, if these motherfuckers invited me out there, you can't see shit below. It's foggy. We're holding on to a bridge. I wouldn't get on that fucking bridge for nothing. Fuck all the way off. I wanted to chase after some tail, and now you guys got me hanging by my hands on a fucking bridge.
With a train coming?
Off. But, you know, Michael's sitting there by himself. He's hearing the guys down below, you know, follow us. Come on, Michael. And eventually Michael drops down below. After a bit of struggling, trying to pull himself up, you know, Michael can't hold on any longer. He unwillingly drops into the unknown below, screaming, flailing for what seems like an eternity. And then it fades into Michael crashing completely unharmed onto his bed the next morning. That's fucking wild shit, man. You ever done any dumb shit like that with friends? Like, hey, man, come on, try to do this. No. I would always do, what was it, Kitty Corral that we had here?
Yeah.
Jumping off them fucking hills and almost breaking your fucking neck on your goddamn BMX bike. Your BMX bike.
And the crazy thing, y'all, I didn't have a BMX bike, almost F myself up.
Man, that was about as intense as things got. Playing with matches, setting my house on fire. I don't think I'd ever go like this, man. I don't think I'd ever fuck with something on a bridge. Hell no. No, sir. Fuck
No.
all the way off. Anyway, so Michael's passed out on his bed now, and Sam comes into his room, which I think is completely rude, because, like, what if Michael was, like, railing some chick? Like, what if he brought home some chick from the boardwalk and was, like, giving her some pipe?
But the only chick he wants is Star. So why would he?
I know that, but I'm just saying the principle. Like, you don't walk into your brother's fucking room without knocking.
No, you don't, because you don't know what you might see.
What if he was beating off? You know what I'm saying? Just fucking knock. Be safe. Just saying it's fucking rude. Anyway, Sam wakes him up, hands Michael the phone, says, "Hey, your mom's calling. She wants to talk to you." And Lucy's on the phone. She's like, "Hey, I got a date with Sam," or not Sam. She got a date with Max. Yeah, Max is already trying to get in the fucking pants, drop them panties. But Lucy wants Michael to stay home with Sam, so he's not by himself.
It's like, Sam,
she's trying to get some dick.
She's
that's all.
Trying to get that vitamin D dropped on her.
Well, she's not the only one trying to smash, because Grandpa's got a date with his lady friend, the Widow Johnson. He's on his way out. Michael and Sam are.
What was the joke he said? What was the joke? He said, "Mike, that's not funny."
Okay, so Grandpa's dating this chick called the Widow Johnson. Now you find out that the grandpa, amongst his eccentricities, is a taxidermist. So he's always giving Sam like these gifts, like dead birds, squirrels, gophers, shit like that. And he's got his little dog. He's getting ready to go over and give to his girlfriend. And Michael says, he's like, "So what'd you stuff for her, Mr. Johnson?" Like her dead husband? Is that who you stuffed for her?
He's like, "That's not funny, Mike." He's like, "That's not funny."
That's my kind of humor, though. Like, fuck, good for him. What'd you stuff for, Mr. Johnson?
He turned and said, "That's not funny, Mike."
That's my kid's sense of humor. I can't tell a racist joke. I can't drop R-bombs without them looking at me like, "Man, that's horrible. You're gonna go to hell. You're gonna get us in trouble with you. That's not funny. That is not appropriate." No,
it's super funny.
It's super fucking hilarious. Get out of my car, then. Walk home. Anyway, the parental units are gone for the night. Sam and Michael are in the kitchen. Sam is making himself a quick snack, and Michael is just assessing himself. You know, everything that's happened to him in the last several hours, because he just feels different. You know, I mean, a lot of weird shit's happened to him the last couple of hours. Sam's upstairs getting all sudsy and sexy.
Losing that whack ass song
while the Nook watches on. Fucking poor dog.
He's like,
that poor dog So all that fucking sexy time shit that Charlie Sheen had was with Corey Haim on a set of Lucas.
Sexy time.
And now he's trying to pass it. Now he's trying to fucking pass it on to this poor dog who didn't do nothing. You know,
He was singing the song and everything.
He's got the fucking rope on the rope, and he's singing out of tune and shit like that. And his dog
Sings
has
like boy. I'm a little boy.
I'm a little pissed off that this song wasn't on the soundtrack. Woo, woo, woo. You got man. Anyway, we see Michael kind of staring up the stairs towards the bathroom in almost like a trance-like state, right? Nanook, the dog, feels something is afoot as his attention is towards the door. The doorknob turns, the door opens just as Sam submerges himself underwater. Good, because I think we were all sick of his singing anyway. But Michael stands there in the doorway and stares at his bathing brother maniacally. Nanook goes into defensive mode and launches himself at Michael. We hear like a tumble down the stairs as Sam reemerges from the water. Sam slowly makes his way downstairs into the darkness of the house, calling for Michael, calling for Nanook. He turns on the light and sees that Michael with a blood wound on it, like a bloody wound on his hand. It is then that Sam pieces things together and assesses that his brother is a creature of the night, a motherfucking blood-sucking vampire.
He's like, you wait till I tell mom about this.
You wait till mom finds out, buddy.
Yeah.
My own brother, a shit-sucking vampire.
You wait till mom hears about this. Sam.
Now, I know my sister would probably rat me out first chance she got back in those days. What about you and your brother, man? You think he'd be cool?
Sean's not ratting me out.
Okay. You think he's got your back no matter what? Even if that means he gets turned into a vampire too.
I guess we'll just be vampires. I don't think he'd rat me.
He would take it. He's got your back.
He wouldn't rat me.
That's a good dude then.
Like a bad Tales from the Crypt episode. He ain't gonna.
Just go ahead, man. Go ahead, bite me. Go ahead, do it.
Go ahead. Do it.
Well, this pussy Sam freaks out, runs upstairs and barricades himself in his room, calls his comic book homies for guidance. A shaken Michael's gone to his room and what to do when life sucks and we don't know what to do. We take a nap. He grabs his pillow and his blanket and he just bed. I'll sleep this shit off. Fuck you. I ain't gonna be stressed out over no bullshit just because I ain't got no reflection. But like while he's comatose, he floats up from his bed onto the ceiling and he's stuck like a fly. He wakes up and he's struggling to like learn the PS5 controls. He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You imagine you wake up and you're stuck to your ceiling, man. What do you fucking do? You know?
Like side note on this. Like every vampire movie like in the 80s, it usually has some shit like this. Like the person becoming
controls.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are some of your other favorite vampire movies from this time?
That movie, you ever seen the movie Near Dark? That's a good one.
You know what? I haven't. That's on my list though. That's got Bill Paxton in it.
Yeah. It's got like Lance Henderson.
Because like it was between takes or something, and he like tries to call a cab or he gets a bus ride somewhere and he's in full makeup and shit and people are freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lance Henderson's my dude, man. He's
Lance Henderson. Yeah, Lance Henderson's in that movie. That little freaky kid, like I don't know his name, but he looks like he's got that kidney disease. Like I forgot the guy's name.
Christ. That kidney disease.
Like what's his name? Like my man from
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah, like that. Like what's his face?
Gary Coleman. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I forgot the kid's name.
He just said, "I know he's got a kidney disease."
Yeah, he's got straight up fucking.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah,
you got some kind of ailment. I don't give a fuck what your name is. Stay away from me, you little bastard.
Yeah, and it's got right. Near Dark. What else? Hey, I'm a big listen. Fright Night was cool.
The original Fright Night. Fuck
The
yeah.
original.
And
I don't know
the
what the
original-
fuck. I don't know what the fuck they was thinking about the.
It's Hollywood, man. It's Hollywood. They're gonna remake a classic, whether we want them to or not.
There's this little one. It's like it was toward the like the late 80s, early 90s. It's called Innocent Blood. It's about this like this a female vampire that like bites this that like it was killing the like bites this mob boss and he becomes like it's crazy. Sam Raimi's in it. I forgot it's called Innocent Blood. That's a good one.
All right.
What else?
Well, I'll have to have you make a little list. I'm glad that you didn't say Once Bitten because that was dog shit.
Trash. Like it wasn't trash, but it was too silly.
No, it was trash. It was one of Jim Carrey's earliest films. I remember picking it up on VHS, watching it, and I was completely ashamed of myself. It was horrible.
It's like it was one of them 80s movies is PG-13, but it really wasn't PG.
What about My Best Friend's a Vampire? We just watched
that one was Sean, what's his name? Sean Leonard?
Sean William Scott or Patrick Scott, homie from
whatever
House.
the hell. My Best Friend's a Vampire. What else? Fright Night 2 is all right.
Vamp. What about Vamp? You ever watch Vamp with
No, I
Grace
didn't watch
Jones? Jesus Christ. That set me through, dude. That had me fucked up for decades. I'm still fucked up. Like, I saw that, and then I saw Grace Jones in Conan. I've always been terrified of that bitch because of that fucking Vamp movie.
Because she's
Jesus
Haiti.
Christ.
Because she's Haiti.
Never wanted to fucking go to a titty bar before or after that movie. I mean, I did, but like, oh, god damn it. Oh, that was fucking freaky shit.
Or like the Nicolas Cage movie, Vampire's Kiss.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Lawrence,
We're getting back to this movie. We're getting back to this movie.
You ain't watch that movie?
No, we're getting back to Lost Boys.
Bro, you ain't never seen that one where he's eating cockroaches and shit?
No. Nope. All
Why
right,
you saying
Sam can hear his brother. So Sam can hear the crying. What the fuck? All right, so Sam's calling his mom, or his mom calls to check in on things, and Sam's trying not to tell his mom. Trying to tell his mom his brother's a vampire without telling his mom he's a vampire, and she's freaking out. She's not knowing what to make of what the hell he's saying.
Who gets back in session?
What are you talking about? What's going on? What do you mean? Like, what's wrong? Should I come home?
Where's Michael?
Up and Sam sees Michael flying outside of his window, freaks the fuck out while speaking to his mom. His mom straight up dips on her dick appointment and heads home to save Sam. Like Max is like, what the fuck? Like watching her run off to her car, take off, peel off, without saying goodbye, nothing. Didn't even get to taste it. Anyway, after hanging up, Sam realizes that Michael's freaking out just as bad as he is and comes to Michael's aid. Michael keeps assuring Sam, like, all right, we got to stick together, bro. Everything's going to be good. Mom comes home and Sam just says he got scared by a comic book. My bad. And his mom's ready to fucking throw hands. Like, I was trying to get some dick, you cockblocker. You come home, you tell me your brother's trying to fucking kill you, and I dip on this fucking dude. You know what I mean? Like,
she's like, there's going to be some
long fucking time.
When you just going back,
knock the fucking cobwebs off this coochie, and you're like, my brother's trying to kill me, and you're telling me now you got scared by some bullshit comic book. Fuck off.
And she was like, there's going to be some changes when it's time to go back to school.
I'd have beat his ass.
Amen.
Michael, so like, all right, so she's like, well, where's Michael? Michael straight up hauls his brother out. He sneaks out of the house to try and track down Star back at the cave and be like, what the fuck is going on? Michael keeps asking Star, what's going on? What's going on? And Star's like, I can't tell you. You can't tell me?
She gave you the herps, bro.
And then they end up banging in the cave. Cry Little Sister comes back on again.
Did they bang?
I can't tell you. You have. Yeah. So he comes up back to the cave. He's like, Star, what's going on? What's going on? Well, I can't tell you what's going on. I don't know how to help you. And they end up like making out, and it's a slow scene.
That's gonna fucking help me.
Yeah. Fuck it. It's gonna burn. It's gonna burn, right? Might as well. Fuck it. Why does it burn while I pee? I don't know. Let's bang. Okay. We see an aerial shot suggesting that David and the homies are coming back from their nightly antics. back to the hideout. So like you don't see them, just like the whole fucking movie. You don't see them flying, but you know it's them flying back into the cave, and they kind of like, you know, dance around a little bit. I don't know if they see Star and Michael naked laying in bed together.
They probably did.
They go back into their hole, you know.
They probably did.
Michael wakes up from all the hooting and hollering, and he notices that wound that he got from the nook earlier, it's now gone. It's healed. You know, Michael does his walk of shame and comes home the wee hours of the morning.
Walk of shame.
Drinking coffee, and she confronts him about his recent behavior. You know, Michael's a dickhead, just blows her off. You know, like, dude, that's really not a good look. Like, look, man, you guys cock blocked me yesterday, and you don't even want to tell me what's going on with you, so I can understand. That's some hoe shit. That's some hoe shit. You know, I think a black mom would have beat my ass.
Straight up.
Personally. But,
They'd
you know,
have been like, what the fuck?
Diane Weiss is a fucking pushover. Every movie I've seen her in, she's a fucking pushover. So, it's whatever.
She said, damn this stuff. Darn this stuff.
It's the next day. Lucy and Sam go to Max's house to drop off an apology gift. Like, sorry, I missed out on that dick. You know, here's some wine, though.
Them Thorn.
Better.
Them Thorn.
Lucy is met by Max's dog, Thorn. And Thorn is not too happy about unannounced guests as he tries to go on the attack on Lucy upon entering the gate. That's the life of a mailman right now. That's the life of a mailman right there, motherfucker.
You face hellhounds?
People are always telling me, my dog doesn't bite. Well, fuck you.
And he looks at you.
If they
the dog looks at you. Dog looks at you all innocent and
come get your fucking dog or no fucking EBT card for you.
Jesus Christ. EBT card.
I don't play that bullshit. Like, I don't play. Like, if your name does not match the name on the box, I'm sending it back. If you just moved in and you haven't gotten your shit back, you know, there's rules, there's things, there's a process with this whole mail thing. If you want it to work out, you're gonna have to work with me. If you refuse to work with me, I'm sending your shit back. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care if it's your insulin. I don't care if it's your fucking ball bag.
Jesus Christ.
I don't give a shit. Name on the box. Help me help you. Sam goes back to the comic book store and he starts piecing together this messy puzzle. So Sam suspects that Max has to be the head vampire because all this shit started when his mom started going to work for Max. You know, Max never comes in until after dark. The dog that attacked his mom was his, you know, and just this is all going off of what he's read in this vampire graphic novel, if you will. You know, so he goes to the Frog Brothers. He's like, I need you guys to help me prove that it's Max. All right. That night, Lucy has Max over for dinner. Like, he's trying to get some, like, no matter what, he's getting in them fucking pants. He's dropping them.
I like garlic. It's just a little too much.
Sam invited Edgar and Alan, the Frog Brothers. And this is fucked up. See, like, this is this long into the movie, and now they have names. You know what I mean? That's why it was so hard for me to try to attack this, because we didn't know what their fucking names were. We didn't know that they were the Frog Brothers until this far into the fucking movie. So it was a mess trying to do these notes. So he has the Frog Brothers over to help him assess Max. After several failed attempts to prove that Max is a vampire, Sam has only proven that his mom's getting ready to beat his fucking ass. That's 2 times that he cock-blocked his mom.
Right.
They're getting ready to send this fucking ass to the military academy, because there ain't gonna be a third time, man. Hell no. This ain't Problem Child. I will beat the ever-living shit out of you. You know what I mean? We're in Phoenix. We're in fucking Santa Carla. You notice that sign that says murder capital of the world? Because it's all them fucking little bastard kids that cock-block their mom. That's my theory. All right, so Michael tracks down David at the boardwalk and demands to know where Star is. David insists that Michael comes with the crew on another adventure. This time, they bring Michael to a beach. A bunch of guys. I believe it's the rest of the gang from the beginning of the film after the 300th time that I've watched this movie.
Playing that Aerosmith song.
And they're partying on the beach. They're rocking out Walk This Way by Aerosmith and Run DMC. Now, was it always Aerosmith and Run DMC?
No, it wasn't always. I think it was the original. This was the original.
Okay. All right. See, that's what I remember. That's what I remember it being Aerosmith, but the last time I watched it, it was the Run DMC version. And this is one of those fucking movies, one of those songs that because of a movie that I watched, and this goes back to the homie Dragon Buddy and Alan just did Maximum Overdrive on Thursday. And like AC/DC, anytime they came on the fucking radio or whatever, I'd get chills because that fucking movie fucked me up. All the gratuitous.
Maximum Overdrive?
Yeah. Check them out. They're on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah. But I don't know how they made a whole movie out of a short story. They made a whole movie out of a short story.
I know you're getting off track, buddy. Just stay with me here.
All right.
So, like, when we get to the songs playing, and this is one of those things that sends me into a trance because, like, watching this scene, hearing this music, I remember my parents used to blast this on the fucking stereo, on the vinyl, on the turntables, and they would have it dark. They would have like incense burning and shit, and they would have this blasting. And I would just get fucking freaked out because like all I could think of was what was about to happen in this movie. David and the gang are hanging out in a nearby tree. After a little preliminary speech, David and the gang reveal to Michael that they are motherfucking vampires and they are getting ready to feed on these nutsacks on the beach. Like, did anyone not have this figured out by now? Like, I mean, we never really saw them vamp out. But like David and the crew, they're the bad guys, right? Had you not seen that? I mean, did you not see that coming? You know, I mean, the fact that half the cast isn't introduced by name. I said this again, it made it kind of difficult to attack this movie. So I didn't know whether or not I was going to spoil it and just say they're the Lost Boys. They're the bad guys. But then I started thinking again, I told you this before, the podcast of pain. If you haven't seen this movie before, you're an asshole in my book. I'm going to go back to what I said. Ashley's never seen the Goonies. She's never seen the Lost Boys. What happened in your childhood that you skipped over these gems? Get your fucking shit together. Anyway, they go off on this major fucking attack, and it's like brutal. It's probably one of the most brutal kill scenes I've seen in a film. Like they bite their fucking heads off,
throw them into the fire, throw them on
fire. Yeah, you know, it's fucking god awful. And then they had that. That's an intense, man. That's an intense fucking walk up that fucking mound of sand. They're all bloody and battered and shit. They're like, so now you know what we are. Now you know what you are. You'll never grow old, Michael, and you'll never die, but you must feed. That's fucking hard. That's fucking hard, man. I don't know if any vampire, like Fright Night definitely is on my top 5. Bram Stoker's Dracula probably.
Yeah, Gary Oldman was a cool vampire.
But like, I don't think any scene goes as hard as this fucking scene when they come up over that hill. And they fucking like, look, bitch, we're vampires. We're the shit. We'll kill everything. I don't give a fuck.
They're like rock 80s cool rock vampires.
Yeah.
Like punks.
Fuck yeah. Man, Kiefer Sutherland just had that villain look to him, man. Has he ever played a good guy in anything? Like, I know he was Jack Bauer in 24, but
no, Kiefer Sutherland is a you ever seen that movie Freeway? That dude's a scumbag.
Why'd you cut off my hair, you fucker? Yeah, that was one of my sister's favorite films too. She had that bitch on VHS. That was my introduction to Reese Witherspoon. I was like, what the fuck? Is that you, Bob?
You gonna do sex to me now, Bob?
Is that you, Bob? I'm trying to think of another movie. What's that movie with Sally Struthers where he rapes and kills her daughter?
Oh, you're talking about what's the name? Finder, like something like. Well, no, Sally Fields. I forgot the name. It's got him.
Man, Not to Catch a Predator. I gotta look it up now. Talk
I
amongst
don't.
yourselves.
I don't remember.
It was fucked up. It was
Yeah,
real fucked up.
he was the bad guy.
He was setting up for her little sister's birthday party, and he knocks on the door. She happens to say, "Eye for an eye."
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then he did Freeway. And then wasn't he a bad guy in Time to Kill too?
Yes.
Cop. Jesus Christ, man. How do you not get like attacked in the street playing all these scumbag characters? You know what I mean? That's fucked up. You know, people are hardcore. Like back in the old day, like the 60s and 70s, 80s of wrestling, man, you would get stabbed if you were a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, people would come for your head.
But you were doing your job if they hated you.
They didn't care. They thought you were a real bad guy. They were trying to, you know, like Iron Sheik. Try and be the Iron Sheik in America in the fucking 80s. You know what I mean? Walk down the street and get yourself a fucking hoagie. No, Bubba. No, Bubba. I fucking a Subway, Bubba. Give me the extra stamps. Well, don't give a shit.
I suplex you, fuck your ass, make you humble.
Put you in the camel clutch and make you humble, Bubba. You're jabroni. You call it suplex. Shiggy baby did the camel clutch, baby. The camel clutch, Bubba. I beat the Bubba Backlund, Madison Square Garden, WWF championship, and then the blonde jabroni, Hulk Hogan, he taking the strap, I make him humble.
Almost break his fucking leg.
I could have broken that jabroni leg, but I had respect for the Vince McMahon, and he paid me to take care of Sheiky, baby. I love the Iron Sheik, man. Michael returns home and he goes to Sam. Sam tells his brother, like, look, man, don't kill me. I got a plan, you know. He calls the Frog Brothers, Edgar and Allen, start helping Sam devise a plan. Sam, Michael, and the Frog Brothers, they steal their grandpa's car, which is a whole fucking other thing. And they head out to the Lost Boys hideout. So Michael just hold out his new homies, like straight up, this is the trap house. This is where they're at. That's some bullshit, man. Now I can see why like the mafia is like so hardcore about like not ratting, you know. And if they think you're lying or ratting to the feds or you're wearing a wire, they're gonna pop you right then and there. That's some hoe shit. Sam struggles to help Michael inside the cave so they can collect Laddie and Star. As it's daytime, they are technically vampires. So Michael gets Star and Laddie, and all three of them pass out in the car. Sam and the Frog Brothers continue searching for the other vampires as they stumble upon four of them upside down sleeping in a row. That's some scary shit, man.
No, that was when I was a little kid, I was terrified of that scene.
I mean, that's some fucking scary shit. Like you're not knowing what the fuck you're looking for. You don't know what the fuck it is you're looking for, and you just come across like four bodies hanging upside fucking down. That's
and a vampire coven. The vampire coven.
Because they were expecting coffins.
But they're
not coffins. That cave is a whole fucking coffin. Jesus Christ. That's a crazy fucking thing to walk into. All right, let me pull back my notes. And they don't know. I mean, they still don't know who the head vampire is. So they're like, all right, well, we're just going to kill them all one by one. And they start with poor Marco. Why him? Why the little guy first? You know, he looks like the least menacing of the whole group. But, you know, but I guess that could be an advantage. It's still Bill as Preston Esquire. Why does he get killed first? I think we need to make a Justice for Marco t-shirt and put that up on the TeePublic. I think that's bullshit. I think he was the coolest of the clique. You know what I mean? He'd be the one like show you the ropes. Marco. He's that guy. He's that guy. Like you go to work and he's the guy that shows you how to do your job correctly. He's like, but this is how I do it. You know what I mean?
He was a soft spoken one. He's like, good night, Michael. It dropped.
And that jacket, I don't care, man. That jacket was fire. That
He looked like
jacket
Mike. He looked
fire.
like Michael Jackson.
But they stab him first, man. He's on the ground. He's like writhing and dying on the ground. Sam and the Frog Brothers, they narrowly escape back to Grandpa's house, but not before. I mean, not before, David grabs one of them by the feet, and he's all like, pull up the sound anytime now. Motherfucking Windows 98 here.
He's like,
Come on, play, bitch.
burned his hands.
You're dead meat. You're fucking dead meat. Anybody that's a fan of the Dead Meat podcast, that's where that came from. You're dead meat. That's some scary shit. Kiefer, I think all the motherfuckers look terrifying as vampires. Who else as a vampire in a film like really got that response out of you where it was terrifying?
Was terrifying?
Yeah.
1990 when Gary Oldman spun around and turned into that hairy mother. What the fuck?
Yes, you're on the same page with that, Grace.
I'm like, what the fuck? What the?
Yeah.
I was like, vampires usually don't look like that.
Holy shit. Yeah, that kind of fucked me up.
Yo, he's like mad. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, man. All right, so I want to go back to this movie Vamp that I talked about briefly with Grace Jones. So when she's on stage, she's kind of like, I don't want to say she's a stripper, but it's like a burlesque type of show. She's got this fucking red wig. Have you ever seen this?
No, I've never seen
this
that.
fucking bright, all right, she's got this bright red wig on. Her face is like kabuki white, and she's got like all this other makeup on. She's got this real bizarre outfit on. When she turns into a vampire, dude, she's like Michael Jackson when he turned into the Wolfman in Thriller. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a scary looking bitch to begin with. And then she morphs into a fucking vampire, bro. That ended me. The other one that got me, I was 5 when I seen Friday Night. When fucking Jerry gets stabbed in the hand, that motherfucker turns into his full form. You're like, what the fuck is that? Which one's Gary?
Jerry Dandridge in Fright Night. You remember he turns around and
oh, Jerry Dandridge. Okay, yeah.
That motherfucker, he turns around, he's got all his long fingers and shit. You're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. See, he's Chris Sarandon. I want to say that I know him most from Princess Bride, being that pretentious cocksucker, Humperdinck, but he plays a very good bad guy, man. Jerry Dandridge. Yeah.
Listen, our coolest vampire, it has to go to Jerry, because you're like, this motherfucker, and all of a sudden he just, man.
I think he's the epitome of vampires, man. Trying to merge and just be a regular normal cat,
Yeah.
But a brutal killer at the same time.
Yeah, but he gave Brewster an out. He wouldn't take it. Charlie wouldn't take it. So, hey.
We're gonna have to attack that movie too. Fucking Roddy McDowell. What was his character's name? The
Peter Vincent. Peter Vincent, vampire killer.
Yeah. Fucking wild. Can you imagine, you're an actor, you're known for being
a tough
you show
guy.
up at Michelle Gellar's house, and you're like, oh man, hey, there's
Can you kill vampires?
There's vampires out here.
Freddie Prinze comes
on doorstep.
Freddie Prinze comes to the door like, what the fuck?
Get the fuck out of here. You're stupid. You got security, man.
You let this guy next to my house?
Jesus Christ. All right, so they escape the cave and they head back to the house. The dog Nanook has acquired a smell for vampires, so Sam takes him outside to chill out. Edgar assesses that they have 2.5 hours before the sun goes down, and David and the rest of the crew will become going to kill them all. So Sam tries one last time to convince his mom to listen to him, but of course she's like, "Fuck off! You're not cock blocking me again, bro. I got another date with Max tonight. Fuck all the way off. I'll deal with you when I get home." So Plan B commences. Sam and Frog Brothers, they make wooden stakes. They collect holy water. They smash garlic. So they go to a fucking church while somebody is baptizing their child. They burst in looking all fucking conspicuous, and they're filling their fucking canteens with fucking holy water. Like, you know, everybody's just like watching, like, okay. Uh-huh. Okay, crazy. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, someone would definitely be calling the cops at that point nowadays. 2024 days. Do they even have holy water anymore? Is that a thing? Like
Catholic Church.
Like the dip your. Okay. Little sidebar side note that was the same church from the Monster Squad when Rudy was trying to kick in at like 9 o'clock. That was the same church apparently. So let's see here. Sam and the Frog Brothers make wooden stakes, collect holy water, and smash garlic. They get as prepared as they possibly can, not truly knowing what's coming for them. So let's first talk about this holy water gag. Like, how do you fill up an entire tub with canteens from the church? I mean, there can't be more than a gallon of holy water in those little bowls inside the door of the church. So how do you fill up a whole canteen and then come back and you fill up a whole tub?
It's a movie.
Is it just the fact that there's some holy water in that tub?
Yes.
And that makes
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
That's what.
Okay. That makes more sense. Because I'm like, man, even as a kid, I'm like, that's a lot of fucking holy water. How many trips did they make? But whatever. Nobody uses a crucifix, which I thought, you know, I mean, that was kind of sort of debunked in Fright Night, wasn't it?
No, like you remember he bent the thing. He says you have to have faith for that to work on me, Mr. Vincent. He like bent it.
Okay. Yeah. See, this is definitely we gotta definitely revisit Fright Night then too, because there's a little like the tidbits, the little tidbits like that.
He bent it. He said you have to have faith.
Because like they were still relevant and prevalent in the Monster Squad. They still had an effect on
Dracula,
like the vampires in that movie. So yeah, I guess it depends on where you're at and what you all believe in.
Yeah.
I forgot about Grandpa. So Sam gets him out of the house by telling him that he's got a dick appointment with the Widow Johnson. Grandpa's initially thrown off by, but he's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get me some cooter.
Cool.
He gets ready, he takes off, no big deal. And these movie montages, man, they were all fire. So like as soon as Grandpa leaves, everybody
set up
fucking throwing tables and locking windows and smashing garlic, getting the tub ready, getting all these fucking weapons ready, you know. I'm curious though, bro. Did you see that large ass bag of fucking garlic that they had in that movie?
Yeah. I don't know where you got all that shit. That ain't.
Where do you get
garlic?
That? You go to Polly's?
That ain't.
Can you go to Polly's buy like this fucking 5-pound bag of balls?
There ain't no Costco there. There ain't no Costco. No Costco.
Dude, anytime I've ever gone to a store, it's always they have like a little box and there's like 4 or 5 bulbs tops. There's never a big ass potato sack full of garlic. Where the fuck do you get that from? You know what I mean? But whatever. David and the remaining homies awaken at dusk and they head out to get some fresh meat. Nanook is outside and begins barking. Sam realizes, oh shit. And against his homie's wishes, like, Sam, come back. He runs outside to unhook his dog. Michael runs out to assist. Typical movie trope. Sam and Michael both trip and fall on the way back to the house, but they make it back just in time to see the Lost Boys power through one by one into the house. Which that was some scary shit.
Because, like you said, it's kind of like
I want to discuss too. I want everybody in the comments once you guys watch this to throw me your opinions. How the fuck did David and the rest of the homies get into that house without being invited? You know what I mean? So if you go back and Max shows up, he's like,
I think once Max.
You think it's because of Max?
I think it's because of Max because he sired all them. So
okay, that's his bloodline. So then they're all good to go.
Yeah, they're all good to go.
Okay. Because I mean, the one thing that I took away from the remake of Fright Night with Colin Farrell is you don't have to be invited into a house if there's no house.
Yeah.
I thought that was total fire. I thought that was badass.
Listen,
yeah,
that Friday
it
night.
makes sense. If David, that was garbage. I mean, I'll compare that to the original, kind of like I'll compare the original Ghostbusters to the female Ghostbusters. I liked it for what it was, but I don't expect it to ever be as awesome. I think it's just for the new generation. It's just a new generation upgrade.
The female Ghostbusters was horrible.
I mean, I thought it was all right for what it was. I don't think it's like in the same caliber as the original, but like, if female Ghostbusters want to do their thing and they want to tailor it to girls, cool. If it's its own separate entity, like all the different, how there's different Batman movies, right? All right, I'm partial to the Tim Burton ones because that's the shit I grew up with.
Yeah.
But I also enjoy the Christopher Nolan ones for what they are. Then you have the Adam West Batman. You have all the other in-between Batmans. I think by themselves, for what they are, they're all right. I'm not going to ask you for a fucking female sequel. I just thought like it was a good one-off. It was like DLC.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Let's see. So that's the same way that Star got into the house earlier when she came to visit Michael. All right. So yeah, that's what I wrote down here. It's probably part of the previous bloodline. Everybody else who's been previously invited, you're subject to get in. All right. So part of the terror in this film was not ever really seeing the Lost Boys flying. We talked about this earlier. You heard whatever the fuck sound that was when they would fly around. I'm like, what is that? Bats?
Yeah.
You know what that's? When they're flying around, you hear that.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that bat? Okay.
That's bat.
You saw the victim react,
like,
but you never actually.
It's kind of like Jaws. You remember you never seen Jaws. You just seen it and then he got you. So I think they kind of use that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that reveal. You don't get to see them, excuse me, until a certain part in the film. But yeah, you never actually watch them fly, which is smart. Your imagination fills in those gaps for you until the big reveal comes. Billy Worth is the first Lost Boy that we see burst through and subdue Michael. Billy Worth is, I don't know if this motherfucker is Hispanic. I mean, he kind of looks like Hispanic. He kind of has like an accent. He kind of looks like who was that dude that Selena was married to? Chris.
It looks like that motherfucker.
Vampire version. Yeah, it looks like a vampire version of Chris from Selena. But he bursts through. He subdues Michael. He like drop kicks Michael. Edgar and Alan panic and they try and take out Star and Laddie. They run up the stairs and they're trying to hide and shit. They're chasing them through the upstairs and they run into Brooke McCarter. He's the Twisted Sister, 1988 Shawn Michaels looking motherfucking vampire.
He said, "You killed Marco."
You killed Marco. This was pretty hard. This was a pretty hard fucking scene. When the Lost Boys start fighting back, they lure him into the bathroom, and guess what? Garlic doesn't have any effect on vampires in this film.
No.
Holy water, however, will make a vampire's face look like a hot and ready from Little Caesars. Like they splash him with fucking holy water, and he's like, ah! Hell yeah. That greasy, bubbly all cheese and shit like that. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't mean appetizing. I mean completely, absolutely gross and stomach turning. Anyway, he keeps coming at him, and then suddenly here comes the Nook. Now, I piece by piece wrote these notes by scene. I want you and I want everybody at home to watch The Lost Boys slowly in this particular scene. It looks like somebody completely yeets this dog at the Twisted Sister vampire. Like, you see him running up, right? But then when it cuts, you see like this dog kind of like in a pile, like in a seated position, get launched at this fucking vampire. Like dogs don't jump like that. Somebody off the camera threw this fucking dog at this vampire. And I think we need to call the ASPCA.
I think they were sick of the dog shit. They're sick of the dog shit. They're like, fuck this.
The dog didn't do anything. The dog didn't do anything.
He don't give a rat's ass.
The dog had to sit and watch Corey Haim take a bath. I think any bullshit that came from that dog is completely warranted. If I had to sit and watch Corey Feldman take a bath, I'd probably cut myself.
I'd jump out the window.
So I think I'm telling you, go back and watch this scene. Somebody throws this fucking dog at Brooke McCarter. Anyway, Twisted Sister falls back, lands in the bathtub, and eventually disintegrates. And he severely fucks up the plumbing in that house.
I don't even understand how that worked. That's one thing.
If you let my homie, you remember John. You remember John Myers, Marty McFly, right? So if you let that motherfucker eat a bowl of Cheese Whiz, right? He will fuck your toilet up. All right. I've seen that motherfucker eat some gastrointestinal wonders in a bowl and like completely slaughter his fucking parents' bathroom. That's what I'm talking about. That's what happens when you push a vampire back into a bathtub full of fucking holy water. He will fuck your shit all the way up. All the sinks, all the toilets, all the water outlets exploded with bloody goodness, man. It was not good. I can't wait to see. Like, I would love to be there the next morning when Grandpa has to call a plumber and be like, hey, it happened again. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, dude, that's fucked up. That's just some fucked up shit. So it didn't dawn on me at first, but like after the many times of viewing this film, I was thinking to myself, at some point, Mom and Grandpa are going to come home, right? So like, what's Michael and Sam's plan? Like, how are they going to explain, like, you know what I mean? Like, the house is completely fucked. He already cock-blocked his mom twice, almost 3 times this entire movie, and she was ready to beat his ass. So, like, what the fuck are they going to say about the blood everywhere? The plumbing's completely fucked up. The bathtub, toilet, all the fixtures are fucked. The lights are out. There's, like, dead bodies strewn amongst the fucking house. What's your plan? Like, I always wondered that about movies. Like,
they ate his double stuffed Oreos.
Those are completely fine, man. He came back, he kicked back, he had a root beer, and they were all in there. It was fine. He was good to go. I like Grandpa, man. He's a simple man of simple tastes. He just wants his fucking shit left the fuck alone. Which is that's what I said earlier. I just want to be left the fuck alone. Let me do my thing. You do yours. Leave me the fuck alone. But no, I was asking my sister about this too, because there are a lot of movies like this where something happens and then something gets resolved, but we don't talk about the middle part. So like the movie Big, Josh Baskin, he turns into an adult and he leaves home. His parents think he's been kidnapped. And then at the end of the movie, he returns home as an 11-year-old or 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid, right? He's been gone for months. What the fuck does he tell his parents? Where have you been? What's been going on?
You remember he was lost.
But where? You know what I mean? He wrote letters to his parents. The kidnappers called them on the phone and said he's okay and he'll be able to come home.
His boy, the redhead kid.
You ain't just gonna go home and go to bed, motherfucker. You gotta tell us some shit.
His
Where
boy.
were you? What the motherfucker looked like? Where were you at? You know? So I'm just curious. What did Sam and Michael tell, mom and dad or mom and grandpa after all the shit in the house was fucked? And grandpa, he's worked his entire life. He probably saw some shit. He's probably been in a couple of wars, been through a divorce or two. He has a nice setup, nice, quiet, spacious.
And here you guys go fucking it up.
Here these motherfuckers come in, fucking it up with their riffraff.
The riffraff.
Christ. All right. So at this point in my notes, I'd been watching this film on Tubi because I had completely misplaced my Blu-ray copy of this film. Tubi had removed The Lost Boys, but luckily I was able to piece the rest of it together through YouTube. So God bless the nerds on YouTube. All right. So meanwhile, downstairs, even with all the chaos going on everywhere else, it is completely quiet in the living room. There's like a red ambiance going on. I think it's supposed to be all dark. Got the red, like I said, the red ambiance going on. Sam regains his bearings and shines a light up to the rafters of the room, looking for vampires. He sees nothing, goes to wake up his unconscious brother, and just then, here comes Billy Worth, comes from above, grabs Sam by the face, and launches them both into the rafters. He's just trying to scare him, intimidating, showing his teeth. Sam's quick, got reflexes, grabs a squirt gun out of his pants, which, whatever. And he squirts Billy Worth in the face. Billy, it's loaded with holy water, so he's able to get free. He gets dropped from the ceiling of this monstrosity of a house. That's got to be like 20, 25 feet up. And he lands on a fucking couch. That couch is fucked, number one. But there's no way in hell that you're just going to be okay after that fucking drop. That's a 20-foot drop at least. This is an open floor plan house. So think what you want. I don't think you'd be okay after that. Billy Worth is regaining his bearings. Sam, who has luckily landed on the couch below, has grabbed the bow and arrow and is able to get a lucky shot off on the vampire as Billy Worth whirls towards him. But Billy is he's just playing possum. He gets up as Sam approaches to check his kill. Sam is able to get a second shot off at Billy, who's playing, who's being a little cocky, if you will. Gets a second shot off.
I tricked you, suckers.
You missed, sucker. He gets a second shot off. Let me see if I can find this fucking. There we go. Maybe this is the right song. But he gets a second shot off, lands him right in the chest, and Billy Worth goes flying back into the stereo. Which that's not it. That ain't it. Oh, this is the right song.
Rock and roll music gonna.
And this is going on in the background, this NXS song, Good Times. And like he's screaming and flailing. Michael wakes up in the midst of all this. And like you see his arm fly off, you see another arm fly off, you see you see a leg fly off, and then Billy Worth's head completely explodes. The commotion wakes up Michael, and he and Sam run upstairs, after Sam's like, death by stereo. He always had those one-liners, and it irritated the piss out of me.
Dead.
That would be a way to go, though. Electrocuted and killed by the stereo while listening to NXS. I think that's how I'd want to go. I don't know. David and Michael, or let's see, Sam and Michael motion up to go upstairs, right? And David comes from above, and he cuts off Michael and knocks him back down the stairs. It's funny as shit because somehow Sam makes it back to his room, joining the Frog Brothers. And he's completely oblivious to the fact that his brother isn't still right behind him. Like he just like completely well, Michael was right behind me. Where is he? Like, where did he go? You know what I mean? He just like, no big deal. Whatever. But David cuts off Michael, knocks him back down the stairs. Sam and the Frog Brothers, they're in their bedroom, in Sam's bedroom. They start measuring dicks. And vamped out Laddie, the little kid from earlier, he burst through the fucking bed. Like, this is my youngest daughter, Piper, if she doesn't get enough sleep. Vamps out and is getting ready to attack. The Frog Brothers and Sam are getting ready to attack him when Star bursts in to cut them off. We go back downstairs. Michael is attacked by David, and we finally see Michael vamp out. And Michael and David have their final showdown, so to speak. It's a typical back and forth. You know, Michael eventually prevails, impales David on his grandpa's handiwork.
So
Everybody else runs downstairs and congratulates Michael on killing the head vampire, because who else would it be, right? Michael and Star, they say, like, man, we don't feel any different. Something's wrong. You know, he wasn't the head vampire. So the Frog Brothers and Sam assess, okay, well, I guess there's got to be one more. But who is it? You know, we've already kind of done the process of elimination with everybody else. Max isn't a vampire, so who else could it be, right? And just then, Lucy and Max come home from banging, probably, and they see chaos. And you see a dead David in Grandpa's workspace. You know, Lucy's straight up bitching out Sam. She's not worried about all the dead bodies and all the gore and carnage around. She wants to know where the fuck Michael is. Like, you've turned this fucking house into a goddamn disaster area. I want to know what's going on.
Where's Michael?
She's completely oblivious. Meanwhile, Max is super comfortable, and he starts apologizing to Lucy for David and his boys for misbehaving. And she's just like, what? After some dialoguing, we find out that Max is, in fact, the head vampire suspected from before. And Alan says to Max, but wait a minute, you passed the test. Like, we did the holy water, the garlic, the reflection in the mirror. What the fuck? It's revealed that earlier in the film that Michael had actually invited Max into the home. You know, he didn't know any better. Like, you know, it's just a play on words, so to speak, right? And that renders that household powerless. So that, like we said, I'm guessing that's how David and all of his homies, Star, all of them got into the house without actually being invited because they're part of that bloodline. They never really explain it. But that is what is speculated on. Max vamps out and proclaims that Lucy was his target all along. I think that coming across Michael and Sam, like with David and Star and all that, that was all happenstance. It was just kind of like a lucky coincidence. They figure if they got Michael and Sam to be vampires, there's no way Lucy could turn that shit down, right? You know, be one big happy family. That would be like a bargaining chip, you know. Michael steps in out of the shadows, and he tries to match up. He tries to match up with Max. Like, you remember Saturday night's main event? You probably don't because you're young. But Saturday night's main event when Hulk Hogan beats King Kong Bundy, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes Andre the Giant and chokes the ever-living shit out of Hulk Hogan. That's like Max. That's like Max and Michael. You know, Max is just too powerful of a vampire. He gives Lucy one last chance to, like, take it.
It'd be so good if you don't fight.
The easy way. You know, he wants to take Lucy the easy way. And, you know, she kind of fights for a half a second, gives him her hand, and just before Max is about to bite her, you hear that familiar tune from Grandpa's Jeep, La Cucaracha. And Grandpa bursts through the living room in his Jeep, armed with all these giant wooden stakes on the front. And, you know, Michael wakes up just in time. He pushes Max towards Grandpa's Jeep, and Max gets impaled with one of those giant posts, and he gets fucking taken into the taken backwards, fired backwards into the fireplace. And, like, there's this ginormous explosion, right? All this destruction of this once beautiful home, you know, and once everything settles, we see that Michael has returned to normal. You know, everybody's hugging and congratulating, celebrating, you know. Lucy's hugging her boys. Thank God, you know, I love you guys, blah, blah, blah. She goes to hug her dad, like, hey, Dad, thank you, blah, blah, blah. But he just kind of like just brushes everything off, goes into the kitchen, which is dilapidated, by the way. He gets himself a nice cold root beer.
Ruby.
You know, gets himself a nice cold root beer from his old fart shelf. You know, and it's kind of a tense situation because he's not really saying anything. He hasn't said anything since he burst through his own living room to kill this fucking vampire, right? And after he chugs the root beer, he says, one thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires. And we see Michael, Lucy, and Sam like just staring at him, you know, as the film fades to black. And this tune is playing in the background.
People are strange.
Eventually. This fucking slow ass computer, I swear. I gotta have this shit put on the board. When you're a stranger.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna keep this playing in the background as I finish up the epilogue of this film. The ending's a little bit creepy, you know, for what it is. Grandpa not having much of a reaction to what's all just transpired in the house. I mean, his house is fucked. He just kind of shrugs it off, you know. If you were lucky enough to have gotten a hold of the Lost Boys comic book, it was a very short run series. It gets revealed that the grandpa is actually a vampire too. Like he's tied up with the widow Johnson, who is also a fucking vampire. And it's a big fucking mess. You know what I mean? It's cool how it continues. It's confusing as all hell, but it's definitely better than the sequels we were given, you know, film-wise. Grandpa knows what's going on in this town the whole time. He's prepared to handle shit when need be, and he did. So that's all we can really take from it. And that's kind of like one of those things where I can see my own grandfather being keen to like vampire activity and just not saying anything about it until it's time to like go to war and do shit. Like,
reveal. Yeah, some time to reveal.
The whole time there were fucking vampires in this town. Goddamn Jackson, Michigan, full of fucking vampires. Bullshit. My grandpa would have had a fucking, I mean, if I knew, I bet he has a whole fucking bunker underneath his fucking house, underneath his fucking basement, full of vampire, you know, weaponry. You know, it's a fucking trip. It's a fucking trip. That's the kind of kooky, quiet guy my grandpa was. But yeah, that's the Lost Boys as a whole, man. Long term, we were doing this for 2 hours. Jesus Christ, I think it's a good time to come back. Now I asked you, I asked my sister, I asked a handful of people. If we were to remake the Lost Boys, now I think the nerds that could think outside the box and be like, "Oh, you don't touch a classic. That's bullshit." You know, like the homie Arrow couldn't just put his nerd helmet on and think for fucking 5 minutes. If we had to recast the Lost Boys, and it's a possibility, just the way that Hollywood is, they're gonna remake our fucking favorite films, whether we want them to or not. You know, yeah. If we had more of a hand in it, if we had a hand in the casting, who would we like to see cast in a Lost Boys reboot? Now, I asked you, I asked my sister, I asked a couple other people. I went to AI for this purpose and got some pretty interesting results. What do you think, man? Who would you like to see in a reboot of the Lost Boys if we were remake it for 2025?
I think you have to change venues. Like you'd have to move it somewhere else. It wouldn't be in Santa Carla.
Okay. Huh? Like where? Detroit. Jackson, Michigan.
Jackson, Michigan. Like it has to be in some like upscale, like
hell
like
yeah. And the
somewhat obscure.
The cave would be GKC's, the closed off theater.
Well, they should put it in there.
This
right?
used to be the fucking hottest movie theater in Jackson until fucking 2007 when COVID hit.
Yeah, when COVID hit and it's destroyed.
It's ours now, bitch.
It's ours.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
Right. But for real though, like who would you cast in a reboot of the Lost Boys right now? And there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just like, if you were in charge of getting together actors and actresses to pull off these roles, who would be perfect in your eyes?
Perfect, and like for Michael, I'd have to go with like it has to be somebody like young. I would take some of the cast from Stranger Things because I'd make them the vampires younger.
Okay, so that's a great point. I want to bring that up because originally the studio wanted younger actors, younger characters for this role. They were supposed to be the Frog Brothers were supposed to be like Boy Scouts. And I think that Star was supposed to be a boy, but then Joel Schumacher came along and he said, like, I think teenagers are sexy, which I don't want to touch that any further than that. That's just what I read.
There's something I'm gonna stop right there. Listen, the whole thing about like Hollywood now is like we ain't gonna have no fucking sparkling vampires. They're not gonna be in love. They're
All
not
right,
gonna be.
Let me stop you real quick with the sparkling vampires. Okay, so check this out. If you go back to that scene where the Frog Brothers stab Marco and they get covered and doused in his blood and they come out of the cave into the daylight, they are in fact sparkling because they added glitter to the fucking blood to make it shimmery.
No, I'm
which
just
is all kinds of fucked up.
no, I'm just
Which is
saying.
all kinds of fucked
I'm
up
just saying
because
like
of all the
this.
shit that I've given to Twilight for sparkling vampires.
Listen,
But the
I'm just
blood
listen.
is sparkling.
If
Holy
I
shit.
remake the Lost Boys, it is going to be scary. Like it's
Okay.
not good. It's not going to be like there's going to be a comedy aspect to it, but it is going to be scary.
All right,
Like
so we don't have a Joel Schumacher. So who would you want to direct or
Jordan Peele.
produce it?
Jordan Peele.
My dude, that's a name that AI came up with. And I was like, oh, that
Jordan
could be
Peele.
fucking good. That could be fucking really good.
All
right,
Jordan
so
Peele.
who are you gonna cast? Who are you gonna cast as Michael?
Let's cast as Michael.
I gotta pull up. I have like several notes I need to pull up for this. I wrote my own, and then I went to AI just for shits and giggles. I thought my first thought was Jeremy Allen White from The Bear or Shameless.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yes.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Okay. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that like that's an option. That's somebody I would like to see as like the lead character, as one of the
Yeah,
lead
the guy who played Lip.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a lot of range, man. I really enjoyed The Bear. I enjoyed Shameless. I enjoyed The Iron Claw. I think he's got the chops for something like that. Who would play Sam?
He's got to be young enough.
I've heard the name Timothy Chalamet, the guy from Wonka. Is that
which one? The one that just came out, the fucking musical?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay. I see. Let's see. Who do we got as the mom? Lucy, originally played by Diane Weiss.
I forgot the lady's name. She's on that movie that show, The Yellow Jackets, on Showtime. I forgot the lady who plays.
Jesus Christ, that doesn't help me at all. We got let's see, let's go to Yellow Jackets then on IMDb. So man, we got one Melanie Linsky.
What's her name on Yellow Jackets? I forgot her name.
Jesus. Shauna?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah. She has to like the mom has to be plain looking. But she's not plain.
No, man, she's a piece of ass. I'd hit it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta check out Yellow Jackets. I heard nothing but good things.
Bro, that shit is crazy, bro.
All right. So AI had given me Michelle Pfeiffer, but I think she's too old for that. I think she's way too old for that role. Who did I write down? I was thinking Oh shit, I see her face. The chick from Ozark, Laura Linney.
Oh, it's Laura Linney.
Laura Linney. Or what about like going with like somebody ethnic like Regina King?
I'm with that.
Okay, all right. See, that's another thing I went with AI because
Gender swap. Oh, ethnic
after I
swappers.
after I did all this AI shit, I was like, well, what if they completely gender swap the whole movie? You know, so I got a whole list of African American actors in this fucking film too, which we'll go over. What about who do you got for Grandpa?
Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa Emerson.
Let's go with John Lithgow.
I heard original John Lithgow. Okay. Yeah, that's what my that's what my oldest daughter said, John Lithgow. And she came from out of nowhere with it. And I was like, oh man, that's a good fucking one. That's a good
John
one.
Lithgow.
AI came up with Nick Offerman from The Office.
Oh, that guy?
He was
pretty quirky.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that shit too. Let me see what else. Let me see what I wrote down. Grandpa. I also have Robert Englund. What do you think about Robert Englund as the grandpa?
Mm-mm.
You don't think so?
Nah.
He's quirky.
But listen, Freddie kind of fucked him up, man. Listen, there's some.
All right,
listen,
all right, whatever.
I just feel, in my opinion, huh?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Maybe, like I said, I personally think there's some roles, like Denzel and them said in an interview of the actors, that if you play them, you can't shake them.
And Freddie's that one for Robert Englund.
Listen, Michael C. Hall, Dexter's that's it. I would personally, if I was the director, hire Michael C. Hall. But what else have you seen Michael C. Hall in?
For Grandpa?
No, but I'm just saying, and like, once you play a certain role, it X you out. That's what I'm saying.
I get you. Yeah, I totally get you. I don't see Michael C. Hall as anything other than Dexter. Yeah. I don't see like kind of like I don't want to say Jim Carrey because I've seen him in serious roles and can do it. Some actors can do a wide range, but yeah, all right. So John Lithgow, I'd say John Lithgow, Nick Offerman. Yeah. I think I'm satisfied with that. Who do you got for the Frog Brothers?
The Frog Brothers. Now here we gotta go. So we're
originally played by Corey Feldman and Jameson Newlander.
So the Frog Brothers. What two actors do I know? And they got to be young enough.
So this was one of the ones like when I first started thinking about this really hardcore, and you mentioned it earlier, I went straight for the Stranger Things cast. So I was thinking Finn Wolfhard and Caleb Thomas. Is that his name? The guy that played Lucas?
Yeah.
All right, I can see them running a comic book store.
How about we gender swap one of the Frog Brothers and just make them twins?
Twins? All right, so who do you got?
Like eternal twins.
So like who do you got? Like
how about we go
Maya Hawke and
I think so.
Steve Harrington as the Frog Brothers.
They're fraternal twins that's always fighting and shit. They don't get along like
All right. Let's see. Who do we got as let's see. Okay, that list is gone. What about Max? Who'd you cast
I thought
Max?
about this. Let's throw Johnny Depp in there.
Okay. Would he be running a video store? See, a lot of this stuff, I like throw these
No,
actors.
He wouldn't be running a video store. He'd be like running like an occult store.
Like a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
Like a bed and breakfast. Something that has to be a little appealing to Lucy to come and try and work for.
Yeah. It has to be unassuming.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, AI also threw Nick Offerman as Max. Would you rather see him as Grandpa or Max?
I'd rather see him as Grandpa.
Okay. All right.
Because
That's
listen,
fair.
Max got to be kind of one of those guys that's like unassuming, but he's a predator. And I don't see
Sexy. Sexiness.
I don't, yeah. I don't- Oh, or Max can be what's his face, John
John Hannah?
Ham,
Oh, who's John Hamm?
the guy. You ever seen that movie Tag? You ever seen Mad Men? Like it's like the guy.
Oh shit! Yeah. All right. All right. All right. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Man. All right. So AI. Now I threw this through AI a couple times, so I got a lot of different results. AI threw at me Ian McKellen.
I see that.
What about Michael Caine? That's another one that popped up.
No,
I mean, have you ever seen Secondhand Lions?
yeah.
All right, Michael Caine. Come on. I think he could do it.
Michael Caine is 90 years old, bro.
I don't know if he'd be perfect for it, but I think he could do it.
For Max?
I don't know. You ain't gonna get. You're not. No, Grandpa. This is. I'm going
Oh,
back to Grandpa. I'm sorry. Ian
oh,
McKellen is Grandpa, or Michael Caine is Grandpa.
Sir Ian McKellen? No, I'm good on that.
Sure, Ian McKellen. Yeah, I don't see that either. I think he's too proper, man. I think he's too
Proper.
much. I think he's too
Sir.
much of a hard villain. I see him
Yeah,
as Magneto
yeah,
and
sir.
nothing
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
Nothing
sir.
else.
Yeah, Sir Ian McKellen. I don't think so.
But what about Michael Caine? How about Michael Caine? Can you see him as a grandpa?
I can, but he's like 90 years old, my friend.
He was 90 years old, like when Batman came out.
Oh, he was 80 something years old, but now he's like 90.
All right, so let's see. The director recast with Jordan Peele, like you said, man. I think that's fucking fire. I think that would be dope to see Jordan Peele do The Lost Boys. I don't care what the cast looks like. I think that'd be dope.
I think he could swing it.
All right, so for shits and giggles, I said let's recast The Lost Boys with a predominantly African American cast for 2025. Michael Emerson recast with Michael B. Jordan. You can see that?
That's thumbs up.
Okay. Let's see. We got Sam Emerson recast with Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things, the guy that played Lucas.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. Okay, all right, that's fucking fire. Lucy Emerson, originally played by Diane Wiest, recast with Regina King, Angela Bassett, or Angela Bassett.
I'll take Regina King.
All right, Angela Bassett's a little too old. That role. I think she's like the grandma. Regina King, sister from Friday. Yeah, I see that. That's hard. Here come the vampires. David recast with wow, he's a little too old for that. Idris Elba.
No, I'd go Sterling K. Brown.
What about Winston Duke from Us?
He's a big motherfucker. Play what vampire?
He's David as David.
Nah.
Okay.
David's got to be like a swab. Like David's kind of like a swab dude. Like he's kind of like he's unassuming. Winston Duke is huge.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying this is what AI spit out the first time through for me. Stefan, which I never knew this character's name was Stefan. I hate when movies do this and they don't fucking name them, and you got to go through the cast and figure it out. But Billy Wirth, he's the guy with the Spanish accent. That's apparently Stefan. Do you know Aldous Hodge from Leopold Bloom?
I think so.
Or Brian Tyree from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay, that's who they want as that guy.
I'll take Brian Tyree.
Holy shit. I don't know who any of those fucking people are.
Why don't they throw Jonathan Majors in there as David?
I mean, like I said, man, this is just AI. This is the first time through with AI. Then I was like, all right, so how about Star and the other characters like Star, Max, who would you cast? And AI gave me Storm Reed, a Wrinkle
Yeah,
in Time from A Wrinkle in Time,
yeah,
or Chloe,
I know who that
or
is.
Chloe Bailey. Okay.
Storm Reed was in the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Chloe Bailey?
Nah, I don't see Chloe Bailey.
Then I asked them to recast a black Max, and they said Lawrence Fishburne. I don't know, man. They said Lawrence Fishburne was the first one. Courtney B. Vance was the second choice.
I think Courtney B. Vance would be good.
All right, cool. And then they gave me a list of different directors, but I mean the director from Black Panther and Antebellum, but I like Jordan Peele, honestly. So I think that's that.
Are you talking about Ryan Coogler? They're doing him and Michael B. Jordan is doing a vampire movie right now. They're doing one as we speak. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, good shit. All right, man. I think that about wraps it up. So, you got anything to add? Shit. They had been talking about like a female Lost Boys for years, like the Lost Girls. You have anybody in mind to put in that?
Listen, I'm not sexist, but I don't like it when they switch genders. Because
it depends on the film. I mean, I can see, you could take that whole story and flop the gender.
Like I said, with the Frog Brother, you can make them twins.
I like what. Yeah. Did you ever watch any of the sequels of the Lost Boys?
Yeah, they were all garbage.
They were dog shit, man.
I didn't understand.
It was kind of sort of promising because I think one of the vampires was Angus Sutherland, which is Kiefer's brother. They had Tom Savini in there for a short period of time, but as far as bringing
Tom
back
Savini is awesome.
Tom Savini is a dickhead.
Is he? Like real life?
All right. Let me explain. The short story version. Every time I met this motherfucker 5 times. So every time I met this motherfucker, he was more of a dickhead. The last time I met him, I tried to get just 3 quick questions for the podcast to paint. And he was like, oh, well, we're kind of busy right now. Bitch, it's Sunday. There's nobody in your fucking line. I would have rather the motherfucker just told me, fuck off, kid. You know what I mean?
Said, nah.
He just gave me some bullshit, All right, cool.
He said, get another one over there. He's twitching.
It's all right, whatever. I still respect him, but he's a fucking dickhead. Every time I met him, he became more and more of a dickhead, in my opinion.
Listen, I think the Night of the Living Dead remake from 1990 was cool. I like that one better than the old one.
Oh, with the dykey redhead chick and Tony Todd?
Yeah.
I told Tony Todd, man, that fucked me up. When he popped up out of
that was fucked up.
That basement and he had them fucking contacts in, that fucked me up. I couldn't look at him the same way again for a long time.
I know.
Anyway, that wraps us up, man. The Lost Boys 1987. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thank you to Big Mike for popping in, giving us some insight. I will slowly but surely piece together the next episode. I think it's going to be a wrestling episode next time because I've been talking about this, having a talk about celebrities in professional wrestling. And I think we got a lot of good content to go on with that. So I think that's going to be episode 58. Get a nice round table going and talking shit. But I guess till then, man, thanks, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you. All right, brother.
All right, man.
All right.
Peace out. I will catch you on the flip side. All right. Take it easy. All right, that's the episode 57. Thank you guys for sticking with me for almost 2.5 fucking hours. My long drawn out bullshit about the Lost Boys. And hell yeah. I don't know what the next episode's going to be. I don't know what the schedule looks like. Life happens. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Don Della Snooch. He's engaged. Sucker. He put one too many fucking roofies in his woman's drink, and she decided to spend the rest of her life with him. Way to go. Sucker. No, seriously though, congratulations. And a shout out to everybody watching, Patreons, everybody. Brian Ritson, Tactical Trash Out, doing big things. Minor Divine Toys and Collectibles. I haven't seen a whole lot of posts from them, man. I don't know. It's fucking Funko Pops and shit like that. And I think that I'm gonna go ahead and play out with a brand new song from my favorite band, Twisted. Dance on My Motherfucking Grave as we end episode 57 of the podcast of Pain. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.